Hold on, are we cooked? I mean, seriously, what is it gonna get for us to actually pay attention to something? Are our attention spans getting progressively ruined? If we can't pay attention to one thing, can we pay attention to anything? I'm gonna need you to watch what came up on my TikTok the other day. I couldn't help but laugh at this.
Hey!
My name's Trevor, I'm with the Bail Bond Company. I need to talk to Antoine.
Girl Scouts?
Bail Bond Company, I need to talk to Antoine.
It takes 3 videos to be able to listen to one video. I mean, this may be an extreme example. It's for sure crazy, but I've been seeing stuff like this for a long time, and I've only been seeing more of it, where you need to roll a video while another video is playing so that we can just pay attention to the audio enough. With the overall nature of social media content getting shorter, we're having to cram more information into shorter pieces of content. Are our primitive brains even able to handle this much information overload? A research study by the University of California, Irvine found that attention span on screens went from 2.5 minutes in 2004 down to just 47 seconds today. Based on this study, social media isn't helping us. I mean, I can tell you just from a personal perspective that I have a tough time focusing, deep focus anyway. I'm able to focus for short periods of time when I need to get things done, but anytime there's a lull or a hard point, I take a pause and then look at my phone and find something that will give me that dopamine hit. It is an addiction. Are we doomed? I mean, yes and no. I think there's a few things to say. Certainly not being able to focus for long periods of time is a problem, and that's something I'm working on. But there is evidence to suggest that some amount of a short attention span may have been required for us to survive, at least a long time ago. A really long time ago. I mean, humans weren't designed to spend a lot of time focusing on a singular topic. I mean, if you think about it in nature, we had to be constantly on alert, scanning our surroundings for danger. I know it's not that way anymore, but you can see how it was a part of our evolution as a species. And while these things may not be required to survive in modern times, you can see how maybe some element of it could be helpful depending on your career and the line of work you're in. Barbara Cunningham from the Neuroscience Institute at Carnegie University suggested that we're not necessarily losing the ability to focus. Instead, we're being encouraged to use electronic devices constantly, which keeps us engaged with technology. And maybe this is the new way. Maybe this is just a part of evolution of the new world we're living in, and maybe this is how it is just going to be going forward. I don't know. Now, the American Psychological Association has noted that the vast amount of stimuli available to the average person has resulted in quicker processing times, which has necessitated shorter attention spans, basically meaning that we have to process information faster. That's basically causing us to just have shorter attention spans in general. So, safe to say that the amount of content we are just hit with, not social media content, just any content in life, is resulting in the fact that we're having shorter attention spans by necessity because we are processing so much content so frequently all the time. Now, even if that is the quote-unquote new norm, that doesn't mean that it's good for us, right? The American Psychological Association also noted that 42% of individuals said that spending time on these screens had an adverse effect on their mental health. But we knew that, right? I mean, like, everyone's been stuck on an app for multiple hours, and the second you close your phone, you realize you wasted time and you feel like absolute shit. But I mean, it's addicting. Like, it's designed to be addicting. That's the whole point. Like, we are not designed to be able to cope with the amount of addiction mechanisms that are built into these apps. They're gamified, the notifications are designed to give a sense of gratitude, to give you that dopamine hit. I could get into this, but this is honestly a topic for a whole nother video. The science and the architecture of social media and the way it is literally created to make you get hooked on them. Bottom line, that's something I don't think that our primitive brains have the tools to cope with. But just know that we're all in this together. When we were put on this planet, there were 0 screens. We're doing all we can with whatever tools we have to not succumb to the addiction of technology. It is literally built against us. So, are we cooked? Overall, I'm gonna say no. I have a very optimistic outlook on the future. Humans have survived this long, and I think they will continue to survive for longer. I don't think this will result in the end of our population by any means. So what can you do? I don't fully know, and I don't have all the answers, but I'll give you some advice that I also need to take. But bear with me. Here's a few things I think might be able to help. First, if you realize you've been trapped in a scroll hole, the second you realize it, drop it. Don't say, I'll swipe a couple more, because then you're just right back in the hole. It takes the second that you think about it to have to quit, or else you'll be right back in it. You know when you're on TikTok and the person comes up, time for a break? Listen to those people. Another thing, and this is one that actually I employ and that has massively helped me, is picking up a hobby. Specifically hobbies where you can't be on your phone. So for me, this is physical activities, this is running, this is tennis, ceramics, all things that I do where you can't have a phone, you can't be doing that thing and be scrolling. So figure out whatever those activities are for you, reading, anything that occupies you entirely so that you can't be using a device and be doing your activity at the same time. That's a good way to just overall decrease screen time, let alone all these things are good for you, yada yada. Last thing, this is something I want to start trying. Admittedly, I don't do. I have friends who do this. They have like no phone hours of the day. So you could be doing really anything else. It's just the point of it is to not be on your phone and not be with a device purposely. So set a time block, maybe start with 30 minutes. If you're feeling good, increase it hour, a few hours. Again, this is something I want to try, where you just are saying, no matter what, no phone. Of course, if you know you're getting an important call or something, pick up the phone, but I'm meaning like no social media, no scrolling, no just doing things that you don't need to be doing. You know, I don't know the point of this video. Maybe it's just to raise awareness. Maybe it's just something that I'm creating for myself, but it's something that hit me this morning and I really wanted to talk about it. Is like, what does this mean? Everyone's doing it. What are the implications? And what's the bigger effect? It's really just food for thought, something to think about for honestly everyone, myself included. I'm not exempt from this conversation. It is fully something that I need to be thinking about. Let me know in the comments some things that you guys do to combat screen time and attention span harming activities. Anything you do to try to remedy this, I'd love to hear some more ideas. Again, I obviously need help as well. And just know you're not in it alone. A lot of people struggle with spending too much time on their phone. I know I do, and I've directly seen how it's impacted my ability to focus. It's really easy to say, oh, just don't do it anymore, but it truly is something that is an addiction, and I think a lot of people are addicted to. And just because it's not drugs or a substance or something doesn't mean that it's not something that's serious and worth being treated in a serious manner. So think about it. I'm thinking about it. Comment your thoughts. Let me know what you think. But I don't think we're cooked. I think we're gonna be fine. We just have to figure out ways to cope. Healthy ways to cope, that is. Okay, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next week. Let me know what you think.